Good morning, Thrifty Adventures. It is Tuesday, December 3rd. Sorry I'm a day late. I am dealing with a kidney stone that will not go away. So I was in a bit of pain yesterday and I had a lot of shipping to do, so I just didn't get to making the video. But I am here now. So I am going to do my what shipped over the weekend video. So I'll go over my numbers from eBay last week, and I will go into what I actually shipped out from the weekend. So it definitely picked up for me. I'm still down from last year, but the week definitely picked up for me. So it was much better than the week prior. I think Q4 is finally coming. Took a while to get here, but it's here now. So let's get into my numbers. I had 58 items sell for $1,690.49. My cost of goods was $225.69. My fees were $253.57 for a total profit of $1,211.23 and an average sale price of $29.15, which is right where I want to be. Right around that $30 mark is where I am happy. So I'm happy with that. All right, let's get into what went out. First, we have a crash test dummy stuffed animal. This I got for free from a late friend's house. So these are good to look for. They are like 90s. It sold for $18.82. So definitely one to look for. Next was a Harley Davidson Christopher Radko ornament. I do pretty well with Christopher Radko ornaments, like the blown glass ornament. Harley Davidson is always a good collector's piece, so I was happy when I got that. I got this at the auction and a lot of some other stuff. I spent $10 total for all of the stuff, so average about $3 for this item, and it sold for $31.94. Next was a Raz Santa, R-A-Z Santa. That was the brand. This I got at a store that was going out of business last year. It was 75% off the entire store after Christmas. And this, I thought it was pretty. I spent $5 on it. It was really tall. It was a nice piece. I did take a lower offer just to get rid of it, to be honest. I've held it for so long, and I knew I was going to hold on to a lot of the stuff from that store until this time, because a lot were Christmas decor pieces. So I was okay with that, but still, I sold this for $20, so I was happy to get that out. There really wasn't any comps. I had it, I think, for like 40 something, but there were no comps on it. I couldn't find any, so I kind of just stuck a price up there. So someone offered me 20. I was happy with that. Next was another remote control. This was a Kenwood remote control. I've talked about this, I think, in my other video. I got a big lot of remote controls from the auction. I spent $10 on the whole lot, and this is the third one I've sold. I think I've sold about $40 worth now, so don't be afraid of old electronics, especially old remotes, if you can get a bunch of them for really cheap. I did get rid of some that the battery compartment was dirty, or it sold for less than $5. I didn't worry myself with those, but if I can, post, I think I posted like 30 of them for $10 each. That's $300. So always look out for those. Next was a pair of diabetic socks. This was another big lot of clothing I got from the auction. These sold for $10.62. So not a huge sale, but I had already way profitable on that lot of clothing. Like I said, when you can get like a big lot of something for cheap, sometimes if you buy more you can get a lower price on the lot. Do it, because it is so worth it in the long run. It really is. Next is a train set. I got this at a garage sale for $5. I still remember this garage sale. I pulled up and I saw the train sitting right there. I was so excited. So train sets have always done well for me. I asked the lady if it was complete and working. She said it was. Of course, I tested it myself and it was good. But for $5, why not take the chance anyway? So ended up selling for $81.96. It just went one state over for me, so I stuck it in a big box that I had from my son's bike, and off it goes. Next was a Five-O Mouse stuffed animal. This I also got at a garage sale for, I think I spent $3 on this, so a little bit more than I normally spend, but it's just because I love Five-O. Sometimes there's just those items that I spend on because I just really, really like them. It only sold for $15.54, so yes, I did still make money on it. Not a great profit margin, but not horrible. And I like it, so it's okay. And it's easy to ship, so off it goes. Next is a Tommy Bahama shirt. I don't sell many of these anymore. I don't pick up many of these anymore. They really just don't sell for that much, and they take a while to sell. But this I got for like $2 at a thrift store, so I had to pick it up when it was only $2. It sold for $15. I'm happy with that. Nice and easy first class shipping right in a poly mailer. Next was a Kermit the Frog talking Tycho. It was from the 90s stuffed animal. This I got at the thrift store. It was $6 and then 20% off of that. I've only had it for a week or two, so it sold pretty fast. I took a lower offer on it. I probably could have held out longer, but I just, right now, I'm perfectly fine with taking some lower offers. $6.30 I'm happy with. Somebody's getting a Christmas present, hopefully, and I'm going to have a happy buyer. So with this, since it talked and it had a voice box in there, I did not ship this in a poly mailer. I did put this in a box and send it that way. I only ship the stuffed animals in a poly mailer if it's just all plush, not if it's got some type of animated component. Next was a Department 56 item from my big estate sale that I bought out. So this was, it sold for $19.95. I paid on average $1 for these. It's not too bad there. Next was a Tigger stocking. This one, I'm happy it sold. It only took a week to sell. I really wasn't sure if I was going to buy it when I was in the thrift store. I didn't look up comps, but it was a nice Tigger stocking. It had like the 3D part to it, and it had like a velvet feel on it. It was a very nice stocking, but it was $6. And I don't normally spend $6 on a stocking, especially Tigger, because Tigger and Winnie the Pooh, that's our main characters, and those really don't typically do well. They don't sell that fast. But I got the 20% off, so it ended up being like $5. And it was a really nice stocking. That's what drew me to it. It looked vintage. It did just say Disney Store, so I don't think it was, but it looked like it was older. It was probably from the early 2000s. And it was just a really well-made stocking. So I decided to take a chance on it, and it sold for $29.95, so I'm glad I did. Next was an Anna and Elsa plush. I do not normally pick up Anna and Elsa at all, and I've had this forever. I don't remember where I got them from, to be honest. And I don't remember why I even picked them up, because I really don't pick up Anna and Elsa, because there's just too many of them. But, now slide note, since Frozen 2 came out, of course, that's all come back into play. So I still probably wouldn't pick up a lot of it because there's so much out there. But I'm happy that these are now gone. So those sold for $10 and they are leaving me. Alright, next was a vintage masterpiece game. I got this in a lot of games at the auction. I spent about $5 on this, and it was brand new to where there was no plastic on it, but all of the pieces were still sealed. So you're able to put unpunched in the title when all of the pieces are still sealed of a game, but it is actually open. So I did that, and it sold within a week for $39.95. Masterpiece is a good game to look out for, the vintage one, definitely. So that is definitely a bolo game, so look out for that one. Next was some vintage soap. So I bought a huge lot at the auction. I spent $35 total on 2 boxes of vintage soap. One box I did go through and I listed a whole bunch of the soap separately. I actually pieced it out and I sold it separately by like brand. And then the second box I went to and I started to do that, and then I just decided I don't feel like doing this anymore. So I just took the box and there was about 43 bars in it, and I just listed it. So I ended up selling it for $32, a little lower than I'd normally go, but since shipping is so high on it, I think the shipping ended up being like $38. I decided to go ahead and take it. I still have a bunch of the other soap listed, so I probably still have at least $100 or so in other soaps, probably more. So I was okay with taking the 32 on this one. Next was a Windross truck. This was a die cast truck, another thing I got from the auction. I got a lot of about 10 of these. I spent about $3 on this. It sold for $12. Some of them I have sold for $15 to $20. So overall, it wasn't too bad, but you can definitely look out for this name if you can find them cheap. They're a good brand to grab. Next is a stuffed animal I am so happy is gone. This was Lady from Lady and the Tramp, and it was huge, and it was taking up so much room. I've had it for probably like 3-4 months, and I'm so happy it is leaving me. I spent about $8 on this at Savers, and it sold for $41. I was able to fit it into a 12 by 12 by 12 box, so it didn't really cost me extra to go out. Plus, I charged for shipping, so it didn't cost me anything extra. So that's the good thing is plush, stuff it in there. It won't hurt it. And off it goes to its happy buyer. Next was a tapestry blanket. This was a Disney Mickey Mouse winter tapestry blanket. I bought it for about $3 at Savers. I've had it for a while. This pattern and the Disney patterns just seem to have gone down in the tapestry blanket. So unless I can get them really cheap, I haven't been buying them. This one did sell for $27. It's just because it's Christmas time. It was probably for a Christmas present. But I really haven't been selling them for too much lately. So I haven't been picking them up if they're more than $5. Next was another board game from the auction. I'm going to probably be talking about board games a lot in the upcoming videos because Q4 for board games is always hot. So you always want to look out for board games in Q4. They're a great seller. This was a vintage space hop game. This was another unpunched game. The box did have some wear to it, which of course I put in the listing. But it sold for $29.95. Next was a Rat Race board game, another one from the auction. This was complete. Box was torn and worn, so that does not always matter. If it's a good vintage game, the box condition is okay if it's not in fantastic condition. This one also sold for $29.95. Next was a Masterpiece game. This I got from Savers, another Masterpiece, but this was a newer one. This is from 1996, and this was actually missing 2 pieces. So I got it at Savers for about $3. It sold for $18 since it was missing the 2 pieces. If it wasn't, I could have probably listed this for about $25. So once again, look out for Masterpiece. Next was a Peanuts Snow Globe. This one I also got from the auction. This was a big lot of Peanuts items, so I probably spent about $3 on this, and it sold for $20. Next were little beanbag plush. These were Woody and Buzz. These I'm sure I got at Goodwill for 50 cents each. I don't normally pick these up anymore. I really don't like picking up the little beanbag plush. They really don't do too well unless you can get a good set of, like, let's say, like Lady and the Tramp, like the whole set from the movie, or Mary Poppins, like the whole set from the movie, for cheap. But other than that, I really don't pick them up. But anyways, these sold for $12.75. Next was a Betty Boop purse. This was new. I got it in a lot of Betty Boop purses from the auction. I spent about $3 on this, and it sold for $24.86. The next two things, so I'm going to say two things right now. I have a Buyer's Choice bag and a Buyer's Choice figurine. So first is the bag. These I would not normally buy. This I bought a huge lot from the auction, I think like last year or the year before, of Buyer's Choice figurines, which I will say I didn't know about these. But this was what got me started in eBay pretty much. I bought a huge lot from an auction years ago when I first started. I was not expecting to win them all, and I did, and I was having a heart attack because I spent a lot of money on them, and I learned that these are so collectible, and they sell fast, and they sell for good money. So whenever you see a Buyer's Choice caroler, make sure you pick it up. I wouldn't spend more than like $5 on it. Some go for a lot more than others, so you can look them up. They normally have the name on the bottom of the base. But this was a buyer's bag that I just got with that lot. So all those Buyer's Choice carolers were pretty much gone. But the bag, they don't really sell for that much. But I got a box of them, so I just threw them out there for a quantity. And this sold for $4.11. This Buyer's Choice caroler, Sailor Guy, it sold on Etsy. I think I only had 2 left, and this was one of them. And then I sold another one yesterday. So I think I'm all out of Buyer's Choice carolers. But this Sailor sold for $25 plus shipping on Etsy. And then last was a Garfield stocking. This I got also from my late friend's house, so I spent about $1 on it, and it sold on Poshmark for $18. So that is everything. Sorry if this video took a little while. I had a lot of stuff going out. Hopefully you learned some stuff to get, and maybe some stuff not to get. I don't think I had too many lower price sales, but you never know what your price point is. So make sure you keep with your ROI and your price points, and everybody's is different, and that's okay. So there might be some stuff that I had here that you wouldn't pick up. But hopefully you also saw some good bolos and things to grab. So other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I am off to the doctor today, so hopefully I can get rid of this pain, this darn kidney stone, and get rid of that. But other than that, I hope you always all have a fantastic week. Hopefully your Q4 is picking up, and I will see you guys all next week. Bye-bye.